95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's a Monday with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Got a little football in yesterday. Super Bowl's all set.
We know who's going to be there.
That's right.
By the way, they've counted again. The Colts still aren't going to be there.
No, they're not going to be there.
Thanks for the
there was a miscount of number of wins.
Mm-hmm.
No, to be. I was rooting for the Bengals. I really was.
Yeah, they're neighbors, you know. But I like Kansas City.
I'm rooting for Kansas City. I'm not a big Eagles fan.
Either.
I know it's football. I know it's a game, and you have to, you know the game well enough. You're paid well as a player, but I feel bad for the guy that screwed up at the end.
Which game?
What team were we watching at the end there?
I don't know. I wasn't with you.
Hang on a second. We had two games going. It was a Kansas City game.
Okay.
Yeah, we had two games going on at one house.
I didn't make it to the end.
Huh?
I didn't make it to the
end.
end.
You didn't make it? Oh, then you didn't see the big play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was one guy's fault, and I'm a big fan of it's not one person's fault,
Right.
but this was one teammate's fault, and as a result, they had a 15-yard penalty, and anyways, he was over on the sidelines crying, and your heart went out to him.
Yeah. Well,
so
it
it was
happens.
terrible.
Well, I'm Kevin and I were talking about the Niners game. Hey, were they quarterbacks anywhere?
Yeah, I know.
They didn't have anything. He
didn't
just
have
hand
anybody.
off and let it go and let the clock just fire off there. So, we're all set for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There we
go.
A couple of weeks.
Bring on the snacks.
That's the best part.
95.5 WFMS, Monday morning. Maybe you need a little good news in your life. Well, we've got it right here.
Here we go. How about this? A woman in Nevada smashed through the wall of her shower after she discovered that her cat, Winston, was walled in by the contractor earlier in the day.
Oh, no.
She could hear the cat meowing through the walls. She cut a wall out, a section out of the drywall, and then she lured Winston to the hole in the wall by using cheese. I guess cheese is Winston's.
That's his treat.
Treat, yeah.
The name. How did the contractor miss that one?
Well, the cat wandered in there and kind of found its way back into the walls. He had no idea she was there.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, cat is fine now.
Good.
And as we're on cat stories, here's another one. A state trooper in Ohio came to the rescue of a cat that was stranded on a busy highway. You've seen that? You drive down the highway and there's a cat there. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Well, the cat was taken to the Humane Society, and they named the cat Trooper.
Oh, yeah.
And within just a few days, Trooper was adopted. The cat, not the cop.
Thank you.
Yeah, the cop was an adult, didn't
Good to
be
know.
adopted. But anyway, some good news stories dealing with cats there for you.
Yeah. 95.5 WFMS, Monday morning with JDK.
Speaking of crazy, the next lazy trend, they're calling it. The lazy trend is the wearable beanbag chair.
Wearable.
What?
It looks like a fat suit that you wear, but you always have this beanbag chair attached to your own backside.
No.
It's being marketed in Japan, being sold in Japan, and people are buying it. It looks ridiculous.
What's the point?
Well, you've always got a chair with you. You always have a beanbag chair with you.
Yeah, but you're also inconvenienced a lot. If you're walking around with a beanbag attached to you, it's harder to get through people at the grocery store in the aisles.
But you never know when you might want to take a little
That's right.
siesta there in the grocery store and sit down at a chair.
How many times
In the store.
You know those, or you're at a sporting event. Those benches, the long benches, they're steel and they're uncomfortable.
Oh, now Jimmy.
See.
But again, I don't think your beanbag's going to
to
fit in that.
Well, sure. You know it's bean. The little beans will move around.
The wearable beanbag chair.
I think for sporting events, it'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
No.
Out the track,
It's not very flattering because it looks like you're kind of wearing a fat suit.
Yeah, you give up a little bit of looks for some comfort.
Okay. Well, so you're a yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I lean towards yes. I knew Deb would be a hard no on
Right.
that.
It's just not very fashionable.
Yeah. Well,
And where's this sold?
Japan. It's selling like crazy in Japan.
I mean, would you look at this thing?
Yeah, I saw it.
Why would you want to make yourself look like you're expecting if you're not expecting?
But look, you're going to look very comfortable
Looks
when
like
you sit down.
it's
She
shaped
looks
like a pear.
pear-shaped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she
shaped like
looks
a
like a
pear. It
pear.
has arms on it, and you just walk around. And now I don't know how you drive a car with it, or
I don't think it would fit. I don't think it would fit with the steering wheel. The only benefit to this would be should you fall,
Oh.
well,
you've got a cushion.
yeah. But and also, I mean, imagine maybe in the comfort of your own home wearing it,
Well, then, but you
watching
should
it
have
in
nice
front of a
chairs there.
television set.
Sporting events, baby. It'd be just
Okay.
perfect
All right.
for that.
Comes in 3 sizes, so parents and children can swap their matching pajamas for matching beanbags instead. I'm going to say no.
How lazy are we? Evidently pretty lazy. We want to carry our own chair with us.
Very
I would love to
comfortable,
know
though.
if this is selling.
95.5 WFMS, Monday. Of course, you're planning your meals for the week, and it's always good to get a plan, do it early in the week there so that you'll be all set. You don't have to be worried about it later. That's why Deb's here, though, with her one-pot meal.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this because this is not a recipe that you've never heard of before. You've probably already made it. but we're simplifying the recipe down to 3 ingredients. And I need to give credit to our buddy Kevin.
Yeah, I saw this.
Who saw this and passed it along. And it's not like it was just thrown together by some nobody who never cooks. This is from a chef who is a chef for a living. And she says it has changed her dinners forever. She calls it the world's best pasta sauce. 3 ingredients.
Okay.
I've never made my own pasta sauce, by the way.
Oh, it's just in a jar.
I usually just buy the jar.
Yeah.
But if she's calling this the world's best and it's just 3 ingredients and she's a chef, I might try it. So she uses a can of Italian chopped tomatoes, just your normal chopped tomatoes.
Just a can of tomatoes, okay.
Yeah. She chops up in fine little diced pieces an onion.
Okay.
Half of an onion, I think it is.
I can do that.
And a spoonful of butter.
And that's it.
I have never heard of it. That is it. The chopped tomatoes, a spoonful of butter, and the onion that gives it some flavor. And she says everybody asked her, how could this sauce be any different? And she says, I'm telling you, by the time you put that butter in it, and that's something that I would have never thought would go.
I would have thought so, no.
She says it changes the consistency, it changes the flavor, and that half of an onion, she says, gives it this aroma, and it's extremely tasty. She says it's the best she's ever had.
Wow.
She'll never eat anything else.
Well, Kevin, you're an expert when it comes to spaghetti sauce.
Spaghetti sauce, I would so try it. Yeah, absolutely.
It almost sounds like a salsa.
So she starts with the butter in the pan, by the way. She calls it a knob of butter. Puts it in the pan.
I prefer glob, but it's okay.
Glob, knob, whatever. She lets it melt, and then she adds her tomatoes in and stirs them with the butter to combine it. And after that, half of an onion to the mixture. And she says as a personal preference, she just put in some salt and pepper. And then it was time to leave the mixture to simmer for about 45 minutes.
No, I would add some sausage or some hamburger or something in there. Yeah, some meat to it as well. It's not like a meat sauce is what I like.
You like the meat sauce.
Yeah.
And then she says take generous ladles and put it over your spaghetti.
We always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we need to be told that.
So that goes without saying?
So a one-pot meal is actually 3 ingredients, and it's not the whole meal, but it's part of a meal.
Well, I know you can.
I love it.
You can add to it however you want, customize it. But I just love the fact that I think people don't make homemade pasta sauce because they think it takes a long time and it requires too many ingredients. But for these 3, I'd give that a shot.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And if you make it and everybody, compliments you on it, tell them it's a long recipe.
Secret. Yes, it's
family-held
Secret
recipe
family
for years.
recipe.
Right.
When really it's Kevin Freeman's idea.
No, it's a can of tomatoes chopped up with the butter.
Yeah, some onions.
How do you go wrong?
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin, the time has come to kick off your week with a smile on your face and Kevin's bad joke worth repeating.
When I write these down, I think that's pretty funny. And then right before we go on the air, I go, ooh, is this really worth repeating? Well, you decide. Did you know that I used to run a dating website for chickens?
Dating website for chickens?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Sadly, it had to be shut down. I was struggling making hen's meat.
Oh, wow.
Hey, made you laugh.
I mean, it can't date if they can't meet.
No, I was struggling. Make hen's meat.
Yeah,
Hen's meat.
got it.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning, Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Everyone really enjoyed your what was the punchline? Trying to make hens meat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
For Kevin's
bad joke worth repeating.
Yeah. What do you think, Greg?
I can definitely say that was nothing to crow about.
Oh!
That's right.
It was nearly foul, wasn't it?
Oh!
Oh!
Yeah, Kevin's got egg all over his face.
Oh!
Well, yoke's on him.
Oh!
Hey, we're having fun now, aren't we?
Don't ruffle my feathers. That was bad.
Yeah, it was one too many.
Okay.
Yeah, so one person goes, one, two,
And I struggle with that. I always want to be last. I always want to get one more.
One more's the thing.
And it's a little questionable at the end.
Always leaving them wanting more.
I know.
I
So,
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this or not. It was in the news a couple of weeks ago, and then I think back in November they made a big deal about this too, but no one's really talking about it. It says that you shouldn't put your cell phone in your pocket or your bra because 2 to 7 times more radiation is on that phone than when it's in your purse or on a holster, a phone holster.
Right.
And they say that even Apple says you shouldn't do that, but that's where I carry mine. I mean, they've got pants now that are designed for that.
It's got a
front pocket.
Yeah.
Yoga pants even.
Yeah.
That's right.
I will say this, though, and I think any woman listening would agree with me. Bras are uncomfortable enough. I'm not adding a phone to the mix.
Right.
I mean, why would you do that?
Well, I don't know. I don't wear a bra. Some would say I should, but I don't. So I don't know whether they should put, whether the reason they they put it in their bra is just
I'm
for the
sure it's
comfort
out
of
of convenience, but it's so uncomfortable. Well, I wouldn't know. I've never done it, but I just think it's weird.
Well, yeah, I put it in the back pocket, though, a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, where else are you supposed to put it?
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
Well,
if you
Start
if you-
carrying a man purse or something?
or one of those like phone holsters of some kind, or a man purse, or ladies carrying their purse. I don't know, but 2 to 7 times more radiation than in your purse. Now, whether that's going to do anything to you, I don't know.
Right.
But they did say that Apple came out with that and said, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't carry it in your pocket." Well, it has to do
for
with
Apple
the
to come out and say it
Wi-Fi.
makes
That
me a
getting
little
when you're
nervous.
getting the Wi-Fi,
Right.
something to do with that. Yeah.
'Cause now
But it might be lawyers just getting involved, going, "Yeah, you could."
Just in
Just,
case.
one of those little disclaimers that run after the ads for some sort of a pharmaceutical drug that tells you what all the side effects could be.
Think about it. Phones are so great technology-wise and convenience and all of that, but we hear about this with the radiation. We hear about it's caused carpal tunnel with your hands because you're texting all the time. Your eyesight, they're dangerous.
Never thought of that.
Excuse me, is someone's bra ringing?
It's so weird.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning. You're with Jim, Deb, Kevin. It's a Monday morning.
It is a Monday. So have you heard the latest dating trend? Now, the three of us are happily married.
Right.
Not to each other, but with
People know
other
this.
spouses. Okay. Anyway, the newest dating trend for women, single women are going to Home Depot or maybe Lowe's or maybe Menards, but they're calling the Home Depot dating. And that's where women will go where men, single men, might be hanging out, men that might know something about hammers and saws and drills and plywood and all that stuff.
That's a good idea.
And so they go and find a possible date there. It's kind of the old singles place to hang out, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I know the grocery store was a big place there, and
Guys
still to this day.
Guys have done that for years. You know, they would go to down the baking aisle and act confused,
Right.
and wait till a young lady were to walk up and go, "What's the difference in a tablespoon and a teaspoon? I'm confused."
Is this enriched flour?
Yeah, what does that mean?
jeez.
Bleached flour? I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know. That might
So
not be
it's-
helping your case. You might be walking away going, moron. How do you not know
but
this?
Women are doing the exact same thing at Home Depot. They're walking down the aisle going, "So I don't know what this ball peen hammer is supposed to do. Can you explain this to me?" And
You know what? You
guys
don't want
are
to look
doing it.
helpless either. That's not attractive.
well, they are. They're doing it.
Well, here's the problem. For
What's
me,
that, Jimmy?
They'll ask me a question. I don't know
Jim
the
will
answer.
know. Jim's
I'm
asking
not sure
me.
what that
Jim's
is.
asking the clerk. The clerk will get a date.
Right. Excuse me, ma'am. What's
So it kind of
this a claw hammer? What the heck is that? So, but yeah,
anyway,
you know,
it's a Home
I can see that.
Depot dating is what
Yeah.
they're calling it. So
I'm saving
I
big
do-
money at Menards.
Well, I mean,
or Menards or Lowe's
That's right.
or whatever. Yeah.
it is attractive when someone knows how to do all those things. You know,
Right.
Be able to.
So in your dating day, back when you were dating, was that a place you would go and? You and
no,
your
I didn't think to do
sorority
that.
sisters at Butler would say, "Let's go hang out.
Let's go.
Let's go hang out. At
No, I didn't
Home
think
Depot.
to do that at the time.
No?
Didn't think so.
Well, or Ace Hardware is another good one,
Ace
too. Do
Hardware,
that.
any of those
Shot
places
there,
would be
see.
good, yeah.
There you go. So if you're ever single again, Deb, we'll look for you.
Does that explain
Hanging
why
out there.
sometimes women come up to you randomly, Jim, and ask you questions?
They do.
Yeah, is that what it is? They're actually
Yeah.
hitting on you.
Could be
Right.
not.
Right.
Let's not feed his ego.
You told me to ask that question.
What?
95.5 WFMS. Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Kevin's got your Nash News now, and Dolly Parton wants to kick someone's butt.
Yeah, details on that in about 30 seconds. You won't believe this, but John Party is heading into the studio this week to record a Christmas album.
Really?
Yeah, you got to do that early, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
It'll be out, and of course, later this year, right around Christmas time. That's kind of how they do that.
That's it.
But they got to record it
Got to do
early.
it early, too.
So
Some of them
he's-
set up trees in the studio. And
Right.
and-
At least it's cold. I've heard him doing it in like July.
Yes, right.
Which makes it even more difficult. Luke Bryan wants Dustin Lynch to get revenge by insulting him at the next Crash My Playa. Luke tweeted, "This is 100% happening. Dustin will be doing my introduction next year. He has 358 days now to compose it." Of course, this is in response to the fact that he kind of insulted Dustin. It was a joke, but a lot of folks took it wrong.
Right.
And so he's saying, "Okay, Dustin, you get to do it to me now." But we'll wait and see what
Luke
happens.
was saying that they're buddies, and he was trying to
Yeah.
be funny, but some people and
Some
it was
took
a
it
little.
wrong.
It was a little risque.
Yeah,
of the
some
stuff
took it
he
the
was
wrong
saying.
way.
Yeah.
721. Oh, first of all, Dolly, I didn't tell you this part. Dolly Parton was asked if she's still trying to recruit Mick Jagger on her rock album. And Dolly says, "I'm still waiting and hoping.
Right.
But if," this is Dolly's words, "but if Mick doesn't agree, I'm going to chase him down and kick his skinny little butt."
That
You know
sounds
what?
like something.
I think
she
she
In
would
a
would.
say.
fight between Dolly and Mick Jagger, I'm going with
I'll go with
Dolly.
Dolly there, without a
Clearly.
doubt.
That's your Nash
That's
News now.
hilarious.
95.5 WFMS. Morning with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Had a good time the other night out at 8 Seconds in Carmichael. We haven't been out in quite some time. It's a lot of fun there.
I see all folks again out there partying.
Deb and I rode together, and I didn't have a chance to have any dinner, so we got done. It was pretty late.
Mm-hmm. And I hadn't eaten since breakfast.
Eaten there, so I said, and I didn't think she would go with it, but she was all for it. I said, let's stop and get some White Castles.
And
on the way home.
I said, I love White Castles.
Yeah.
I used to always get those, late at night going home from concerts.
When you
So did you get like 2 or 3 apiece?
Oh, we got a case.
Case 20.
Case of 20. We pulled it up, and Jim's trying to do math. He goes, how many do you think you can eat? And I go, I can easily eat 6. And then he goes, well, and I could eat probably 8 or 9, so let's do a 15. And it gets up there, and I go, and I love onion chips. And he goes, oh, well, I don't eat onion chips. And then he goes, I'll have a case of 20 and 2 onion chips.
As I sat there longer, it started getting better and better and better.
There was a long line because we weren't the only ones with the great idea.
Right,
and then I ate 3, and I go, I'm full.
Yeah.
And so you had that extra left. Actually, I ate a 4th. I think I took one into the house when you dropped me off. So as you pulled out of my driveway, you went home. And the next day, Jim sends me a message, and he goes, round 2.
Yep.
He heated them up.
Oh, that's the great thing about him. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The other thing is my truck still smells like onions.
It will for a while.
For quite some time.
He would eat a sandwich and throw the cardboard box behind him in the back seat.
That's how you do it.
Make it so convenient for you. I loved it.
That was awesome.
95.5 WFMS. Good morning. It's Jim, Deb, and Kevin on a Monday morning. We got a lot of talented listeners out there.
We do. We put on Facebook earlier this morning, what are you good at? Mm-hmm. Take a moment and brag on yourself. Let me ask the question to you, Jim. What are you kind of good at? Or not kind? What are you good at?
I'm a pretty good griller. Cook and stuff. But I have to have time. I like to have a lot of time. But yeah, I can put about anything on the grill.
Now I know what I think what Deb should say for what she's good at. You're good at decorating, cupcakes. People ask you.
Yeah.
And the people don't know. Deb will make hundreds of cupcakes on a weekend for graduation parties, weddings, or whatever, and may not know that you do that. But you're good at it.
I like to bake.
They really are good. You do a nice job decorating it too.
Yeah, talent.
Very
talent.
I'm good at leaving an indentation in a couch. I'm really good at that.
You're good at woodworking.
He's very good at that.
Well, I enjoy that. I don't know if I'm good at it.
And actually, something else that you're really good at is Kevin is a good ad-libber.
Yeah.
You can be up on stage and someone say, hey, stall. We need 2 more minutes for the artist.
I'm not sure that's really a talent.
It is a talent. Sure Not everybody can do that. Now, sometimes it involves you getting my purse and going through it on stage.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm
that's
good
right.
at showing everyone what I have.
I think I'm good at bugging people.
Yes, you're very talented.
That's a talent.
It's a talent.
He's a good juggler, too.
Yeah. Well, I can juggle. I don't think
and
I'm
he
good
doodles.
At it.
You're actually a cartoonist. Because your doodles look pretty good.
He really does.
Yeah,
you got a lot of talents. I didn't realize that.
Actually, I was trying to write other things. It comes out like a doodle. Anyway,
not
we had a lot of folks comment on our Facebook page. Some talented.
Terry's kind of like you with the whole indentation on the couch. Terry says, I'm good at sitting on the beach.
There you go. See, Jimmy, you're good at that, too.
That's a good thing. Jim can see. I get hot, and I don't like to be in the sun. But, Jim, you can be out there for hours.
Yeah, me.
Just turn him over.
I can just walk the beach. I love that.
So, Sonny and I could be buddies because they're good at baking and crafting, and I think that's what I'm good at.
That's what Deb is.
Melinda's spoiling my grandbabies.
I bet you are good at that.
Teresa's good at being a baker and a dog mom.
A dog mom.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's cut out to be a dog parent.
No.
Marcia's good at being a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then someone who knows Marcia wrote back, and friend. I love that.
That's good, yeah. Right.
David is good at drinking coffee, and not everyone loves coffee, so it takes a good skill. Hicks is good at organizing, cleaning, baking, and cooking.
And then good kitchen action.
Alice is good at acrylic painting when she does her crafting.
And is that a picture she posted? Is that one of her paintings?
It looks like it is, yeah. And it looks, that is professional looking.
We got some talented
beautiful.
Listeners. My goodness.
You know what else I think is a talent? And a lot of people have it. I have a friend, Tina, who's an interior designer, and she's really talented. She has a good eye for being able to look at something and have a vision for it. But I'm not. Like, I would never be one of those people that could flip a house, because if I look at a house and it's a pit, then I can't see what the possibilities or potential is. I'm not like that.
Right.
That's a skill.
I'm good at finishing a meal. That's what you think about. I have a lot more good traits than I realized.
You really do.
Yeah. Always empty my plate.
You always do.
Now, Jim, there you have a couple of extras. What'd you say yours was?
Grilling out.
Grilling out, but you're a good musician. You're good at music.
Jim is a good listener.
You know what? Actually,
Jim is a very good listener.
You're a good advice giver.
Advice giver?
I don't usually take it.
Right.
Do I get the bell for that? But you do give good advice.
Well, I don't like to give good advice. What I like to do is ask questions where you come up with a conclusion that's going to fit you.
Well, that's why psychiatry was your major in college.
Yeah, I don't tell you what to do. I just open the door for questions that you can ask, and maybe you can open up the door.
But I do know when I leave, I know what you want me to do.
Right.
But you want me to do it myself.
Right.
Come up with
but it's not working because those cupcakes never make it in here.
I know.
So she's not doing
I was thinking the
what I
same thing,
wanted to
too.
do.
I've come out and begged, and it didn't work.
Basically said, when are you bringing a one-pot meal in? 95.5 WFMS. Morning, you're with Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Deb's got your daily dirt. Jay Leno just can't catch a break.
No, and gosh, I feel bad for him. We'll tell you what happened, and the outcome coming up in about 30 seconds. But first, Harry Styles split his pants during a show in Los Angeles the other night. That'd be my biggest fear if you're up there on stage.
Wow. Yeah.
Split his pants, and it happened in front of his celebrity crush. He's admitted that he's always had a celebrity crush for Jennifer Aniston, and she was in the crowd during that embarrassing moment. Also, ABC has parted ways with Good Morning America co-hosts Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
Oh, they fired them.
They did let them go.
Wow.
Which was interesting because when it first happened, news broke of their affair. Of course, they're co-hosts on the show. Their supervisor came out and said that they haven't broken any rules because they're equals.
Right.
So it's interesting. But then they also came out later and took him off the air and said it's been a huge distraction. Especially behind the scenes in the hallways for the rest of the company. But so they have parted ways with them. They were removed from the air back in December originally after it was revealed that they were enjoying each other's company. I guess we could put it that way. Jay Leno was injured in a motorcycle accident earlier this month. He broke a collarbone, 2 ribs, and both kneecaps.
For crying out loud, man.
Remember, he had the fire in his garage and suffered burns to his face. Now he says, hey, I'm okay. I'm actually working this weekend. I'm okay. But, I mean, goodness sakes.
Today's National Bubble Wrap Day.
Yeah, maybe he needs it.
Consider wrapping him in bubble wrap.
Oh, my
wow.
gosh. I know. Crazy. And also, Kevin Costner is renting out his Aspen Ranch. If you want to stay there, it's $36,000 a night. Has 6,000 square feet.
You know what? You can take the shampoo if you want that.
Yeah, and I think the fridge should be stocked at that price.
Absolutely.
Well, 12 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, 24/7 caretakers on site, a baseball field. I love that. A sledding hill, and not 1, not 2, but 3 hot tubs. I bet you they do have the groceries, maybe.
I would hope so.
Yeah. 8:30, that is Deb's Daily Dirt, and it is sponsored by Mark Dito Realty.
Congrats to Jim, Deb, and Kevin. Proud to be part of your morning routine. And now 2022 CMA Award winners.
It brightens my day.
95.5 WFMS.